Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by
Women in Linux Summit 2017. Join our online conference with live instructors and speakers as they provide real-world interactive tech training in a collaborative environment on Saturday, August 19th, 2017. Visit womeninlinux.com for tickets. Use code WILTSN for a 10% discount. The Sphere Network. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today at advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Baptiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680.
What's up, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Technocrats, where we talk about the ins and outs of technology to empower the digital you. I am your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snappity Chat, chatting at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. And I'm with my main man, Jay. Jay, what's up, brother? How you feeling, man?
All right, I'm good, Gary. Just today been a very productive day. Looking forward to chop it up with some of my viewers with Technocrats, and I learn to know some of the things that's leading in the news today. But how's your week been?
It's been crazy. I'm glad it's Friday.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes.
Man, I'm looking to break away from everything for the weekend. We got Kendrick Lamar concert coming. We've got some Sunday brunch happening.
There you
so
go.
I'm excited for the weekend.
Yeah,
man.
you should be. You should be. You deserve it.
I need it.
Yeah, you need it, bro. The audience knew what all been going on behind the scenes with the Sphere.
Man, look.
To make things great and keep things.
Man, look.
Yeah.
But seriously though,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
You know, and I literally have zero complaints. I want to say what's up to all those that are on Facebook right now. What's up, Facebook people? Hop in the room. Let us know if you have any questions, anything you want us to answer. Even if you're not watching this live, shoot us an email over to technocrats@thesphere.tv or hit us up on social media at the Sphere TV across all major platforms. Hit us with the hashtag Technocrats, and we will definitely get back to you. But I wanna hop into some things that's popping in the news right now, man.
Okay.
A lot of exciting things. First and foremost, we're travelers here at the Sphere. We do a lot of traveling. We get around a lot, but it looks like there's some changes that could be coming to a local airport near you, and we're talking about full facial scanning. Jay, let's talk a little bit about this, man. What's going on here?
Yeah, but we're constantly hearing in the news today about the things and changes for travel in the United States. This President of the United States administration and some of his policies are, different things on immigration, but also adding more security. But these security touches and things do happen to coincide with some of the rhetoric they have for us improving the boarding process for different ones to be able to get in and out and get to their flights accordingly. But, of course, since it's Technocrats, we're talking about technology. Mm-hmm. So the driving thing behind this is the technology that they're employing that is capturing full images of your face. So we heard of face recognition, but now we're dealing with where to be able to cross-verify that this person is authenticated is actually you. They have a driver photo ID or database record they can pull up of you, and also the computer algorithm take a snapshot of your face and then cross-reference it. And this is supposed to help improve you to be able to get back and forth when you need to be a la carte with a passport or so.
Yeah, so this reminds me of, was it Minority Report, where Tom Cruise is going into the mall and it face scans him and then throws advertisements right at him based on his face. And I feel two ways about this. Mm-hmm. One, when it's international travel, right, and you're coming back through customs and immigration, they talked about doing this very thing starting in May here in Houston. So for those that don't know, the Border Protection has already started this here in Houston. So you're getting fingerprints. You're taking a facial picture for those that are going through the lines as of today. And I'm sure that's been going on for at least a year. I can remember a year ago, I had to crouch down a little bit, hit the take a photo button. Right. So I'm taking selfies to get back into the country through immigration already. So I would much rather, if we could have this technology scan people as they're in line and speed up this process. To me, now you're making things more efficient versus still having the same rigmarole. It takes 20, 30 minutes if there's a lot of flights that have just arrived. It takes 20, 30 minutes to get through customs, if not longer. And there's always a long line when people are arriving at the same time. So I'm with it because I'm already taking a photo and I'm accustomed to that. Yes. I just need it to be something that's behind the scenes, somewhat transparent, and allows me to continue my voyage, because that's what technology should do. It should make our lives easier, not more difficult. How you feel?
Right, I agree, and we see a lot of other changes occurring in a lot of other states. States will be able to do their own individual thing when it comes to different security and working with different types of agencies for security at the airport. But we see how now a lot of the northern states are starting to require you to have a passport to do domestic travel within the United States now. And we can see that probably is going to trickle down to the Midwest and to the south of America. But a thing about this that gets me wondering about the articles, we have concern to know what are they doing with all these images, because that's when you always play the advocate in the sense to see, okay, this will solve one problem. But you having technology, 3D technology that can scan my face down to the T, every little minute detail. And, these images and things can be used to map and morph my face on other type of things, say that I'm somewhere else. So, and we see all these things going on with security we're talking about today. Having someone actual face at that type of detail modeling image is just really open the doors for a lot of other things. So some people was questioning, should they have another means of authentication? When I look at this article, one of the things I have a concern about, what are they actually doing with these images? I think about it like this. I feel like the real reason why they're doing it, I still think it's going to take time for the boarding process, because some people are just slow adapting to technology. Me and you and myself and our staff, we can go in there, put our face in there, get it to read once or twice, and we gone. Some people are like, okay, what did I do here now? I try to scan multiple times, had to set things down, in the line to get their face scanned. I feel like once they do capture and get this image of your face, all the dimensions and everything, I feel like they're going to put this in a system for algorithm, and they're going to be able to search and know where you're at all the time by finding you. I feel like the camera system will, all over the airport, they will know at any time they want to locate you, they have you. Also, too, they can cross-reference by time points or time stamps when the last time they scanned your face. We know presently right now, when you get a driver license, usually a driver license, your photo ID is good for 4 to 5 years. But if you're a frequent traveler, the government is constantly being able to get a photo, a very accurate depiction of how you look at this time in greater intervals, as opposed to a 4 or 5 year old photo from a driver's license. So I feel like when they're getting these current photos from you, if you travel frequently, they'll be able to track and trace you by having this photo in a database and algorithm working to be able to trace you throughout the airport, anywhere you go within that state. And I think this is a lot of little things behind this that I think legality is going to come out. But yeah, I'm all for anything improving upon the process, but I don't feel like this in necessarily itself is going to improve the boarding, because they have other type of technology for that, as we know we're going to the airport, that you can authenticate yourself with to get to there quicker.
Tell the truth, Jay.
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
Yeah.
You want your face scanned in the airport? Be honest, man.
No, I don't.
Okay. See, and that's what I want to get from you. Like, because I know it's us that are in technology. We always fall on one side of the fence or the other. Right?
Yes.
Especially if you have a sense of security, it's like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
here we go.
Yeah.
Moving. I've already seen it play out in the movies.
Yes.
Here we go. Now you can track me everywhere I go.
That's travel in that state. Yeah.
So no.
Yeah, no, I don't. And I feel like we doing that work for them. They want to constantly get an updated photo of ourselves.
Yeah.
They can have. They already can access our social media, but now they can get us in the airport, and in that state can have it, that agency, to track us everywhere we travel and go within that state, for all the Big Brother cameras and the traffic systems know where we at any time. So I feel like no, it's that little one thing saying that we're trying to improve upon the boarding process and make it more speedy process. No, I don't think that's worth it to me. I still would like to just use the card, and then you don't know where I'm at and be able to use me within that range of that city at that point.
I feel
like that's opening too much of my privacy to individuals.
So let me ask you this: do you think it will catch on and grow? Do you think that will become this will become the norm everywhere?
I believe with this administration that we have currently in the United States, it's going to be on all 50 states.
All right. You good sir, could just be right. Now I wouldn't. I'm gonna be honest. Like I wouldn't put it past it. And we want to know what you all think. For those that are watching us right now, for those that you sit on your couch watching us through Apple TV, or you're listening in your car on SoundCloud, and you're streaming this via Bluetooth. Let us know what you think. Are you down with the idea, with the concept of having your face scanned, not just the photography, but a facial scan and recognition happen in the airports, which will, of course, trickle down to everywhere else. So we want to know. So also in the news is good old Verizon. Now, I wasn't going to talk about this at first, but I had to put on a runner show because I feel like we have to be diligent with the knowledge that comes across our desks. And for anyone out there who has a Verizon account, whether mobile, Fios, whatever you got from Verizon, 6 million customers' data has leaked online. Now, we will say this happened, and it was due to operator error, right? Wrong security put in on a cloud server, misconfigured. This happened because of human error. But understand this, your data is never safe. 6 million people are out there. Now, and here's the thing. Security hole has been closed, so no need for you to panic as of right now because the damage is done. But what I would tell people is because Verizon has unfortunately leaked your data, and it's not the first time Verizon has done it, and it surely won't be the last time. I would say this. One, if you're using a password, and this is why I really want to bring this up. If you're using a password on your account to log into your account online with an email address, that obviously is your email address everywhere. Change your password, right? Log in, I forgot my password, reset the password to something new, something different, and use a phrase. Don't necessarily just use a word, but use a phrase like the sky is blue today, and change out some things. Use a complete phrase because you want to be as secure as possible, especially with something we're talking about with mobile data. Now, watch me do this. We're going to tie in a conversation we just had a moment ago. So you're having companies, and the government is a company, right? And to some degree, people think that the government should be a profitable company, but that's a totally different conversation. But you have the government now doing facial recognition and being able to track you wherever you go, and at the same time, your data is being leaked to hackers and other people. So if you couple those two things together, you are now traceable everywhere, and you are now opening yourself up to become accessible everywhere, meaning that your data, you as a person, you as an individual, your digital footprint can now be carbon copied because of lack of care. And when we talk about from a password perspective, and we talk about a lack of care from a governmental perspective,
right.
This is horrible, Jay.
Yeah.
How you feel about this, man?
Yeah, I feel like this cybersecurity issue that this society is experiencing. One of the things that the cloud was supposed to do was, especially the private cloud or hybrid cloud, was to be able to bring back and alleviate some of our fears we had regarding security with the network systems and with our private data. So you mentioned the digital footprint. The problem that comes from this is that we had these different hacker groups or the different societies saying, well, we just want to show everyone that these Fortune 5,000, for 1,000, or for 500, 100 companies are not doing their due diligence to protect consumers' data. Okay, I understand that you was able to find a breach and you was able to demonstrate your skills in computer hacking, and you made a point loud and clear, and you made your message that, okay, by posting this on the line, you was able to show how you was able to get to it, and that these companies are not investing wisely to do what they need to do to keep our consumer data secure. But when these organizations and agencies and hackers do these things, it's really you got to think about it. It takes people a certain amount of time. Like you're talking about changing the password.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are not going to get this message in this news.
They're not.
They're going to still have that same thing password probably 6 months from now.
You know, year from now.
Yeah.
If they're ever even prompted to change,
Right.
if not the password, your PIN on your for your voicemail, like nobody's changing that.
Right. And that's why I feel I like what Google's done, Apple's done is with the dual authentication. I think the cybersecurity, these these chief information security officers and things need to bring dual authentication to everything for their web presence, to where you don't even necessarily have to require a password, but you dual authenticate with your smart mobile device. And how that works is that you go to try to sign into any of your accounts online, and it has you authenticate on your tablet on your phone with a verification code. And then you put that in or by via your fingerprint. And then you can get access, and immediately it allows you to get into that website or to your online account. And I think that's one of the only things that's going to alleviate, because passwords should be dead now. I feel like that password encryption thing just opens so many things and leaves so many people vulnerable. And to see that Verizon's following suit, we just talked about, who else was a couple weeks we was talking about that had this issue. I can't think who it was. And who was fearful that Facebook was going to be next. I
forgot who we were talking about. Somebody got hacked. I just
it was another.
It's so normal now.
Yeah.
Like this is just what happens, right? And they were talking in this article. 200 million voters data was exposed. The same firm found that out not too long ago. And then, of course, an insecure server leaked 3 million WWE fans' data.
Oh,
so
wow.
it keeps happening, and it's okay. Some people just aren't. They're not into technology like that. But you know what? This next sponsor could help the right person get right with technology. And this next sponsor is, I'm proud to say, Women in Linux, in regards to their Summit 2017. So, Women in Linux is a vibrant community supporting women in Linux-centric tech careers. Women in Linux hosts an active educational podcast and a job board for open Linux career opportunities. Plus, Women in Linux has a database of scholarships and resources for students in computer sciences, engineering, and technology. And now Women in Linux has something special for you. So, are you curious about how you fit into technology? Have you ever felt lost in your tech journey? Just could not afford to attend a tech conference or something along those lines? Or have you ever wondered what skills to focus on next? Women in Linux Summit 2017 has virtual conference with live instructors and speakers providing real-world interactive tech training in a collaborative environment on Saturday, August 19, 2017. Let me repeat that again. That's Saturday, August 19, 2017. Visit womeninlinux.com for tickets and use the special code WILTSN for a 10% discount. And let me read that back again for you all. That's womeninlinux.com, and you want to use the code WILTSN for a 10% discount off those virtual conference tickets. So shout out to Women in Linux. We love you. We appreciate your support, and we're here to support you all, and we want to make sure everyone goes out and grabs a pair of tickets for this upcoming conference. You don't want to miss this.
Okay, I'm gonna do that later on today, bro. Get tickets. It's a Saturday. Okay.
Exciting. So let's talk a little bit about our digital trends, right? Digital trends are things that we have a conversation regarding the change of technology over time that we've become accustomed to. One of the big things we got accustomed through via a video game and then some filters was augmented reality.
Yes.
And along with that augmented reality, on the back end of that, there was a lot of artificial intelligence that's inserted into that to make these things happen. Well, Microsoft has picked up on this AI bit, and they're doing a little something for Earth, shall I say, and they're announcing AI for Earth. Now, this is Microsoft's new program to put AI to work for the future of our planet. Jay, let's talk a little bit about this.
Yeah, so they recently just announced it actually this week about the initiative for bringing the AI for Earth, working with different innovation, working with things of conservation, working with the different things that we suffer with the climate change. And they actually are admitting that there is a such thing as climate change. and what's interesting, we just got to talking about the cloud. Of course, Microsoft built a real super cloud themselves to be able to support this type of solution. The reason why they had this cloud, because they need to have something that can do really high computation. and do it render these type of modeling. So when we try to talk about different things in the environment, if I was to try to do this, to try to perhaps to solve A and B, what would I have to do? But you can have different type of million results and outputs and values. So you need high computation, computer scientists to give that type of information to AI, advanced AI, in a sense, to be able to do the work itself and to be able to gain more greater knowledge to give you the data and statistics that you need. So this is what's going to help people to be able to say, okay, instead of me putting this toward other things for as medicine, or trying to put this toward solving things in astronomy and space for NASA, or type of things for nuclear defense, I can use this now to tell me what are some of the things we can do immediately to try to help with the Earth and lessen the damage and the impact that we're experiencing. So I thought this was good, and I thought this is a little too late, but it's better, than never. But and Microsoft is adding another additional $2 million of incentives for different ones, startup companies, different ones who want to leverage some of their AI integration packs and things and SDKs to be able to get this thing on the ground and get it moving and get some more momentum.
Yep. Yeah, I like this, man. And obviously for those that are watching us right now, you saw a little image of what they're talking about in regards to this article from Microsoft with AI for Earth. But three major components is access and then education and innovation. Access, obviously being able to have this pool of grants available for researchers and organizations. The educational piece is pretty much straightforward because you want to be able to educate people using AI tools. And then innovation, right? Being able to leverage artificial intelligence to create new tools, to create new things. And what really stands out for me in regards to this is how comfortable they are making people with artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Because we first heard this thing of AI, Terminator, the world ending, like Skynet, like this is what it is. But when you wrap it into AI for Earth and say, okay, we're going to find a way to solve the problems that mankind faces. These are silent killers that we're facing, which won't be too silent as we start to see these bigger storms and these colder winters and these hotter summers. So it's going to get a lot more noisier, so to speak. But to be able to leverage artificial intelligence as a tool, not as a problem, but as a tool to bring better access, to bring better education, to be able to innovate in its entirety. I love this, man.
Right.
AI for Earth. That sounds like a slogan.
Yeah.
AI for Earth 2020, man.
I need a T-shirt for Microsoft.
Exactly.
For that.
I need a T-shirt.
But just to touch on a little bit more of some of the projects they are already doing, they say they have the land covering mapping. We know a lot of those who work in the oil and gas industry, geographic information systems, geospatial systems. A lot of hats I'll tell people who are in Linux and women in Linux. That's what they deal with a lot. Then we have smart agriculture and smart mosquito traps. So smart agriculture can be different type of watering systems that's more efficient for areas to be able to have water conservation. Also, two different type of things they doing with nanotechnology to work with not having to use certain pesticides and things on certain vegetation and food. So
kind of like what we talked about with the dialysis last week,
the
graphene.
Yeah. So
that makes sense.
Right. So to be able to get these metrics and to be able to monitor these things, you need really, really high computation, and you need something that can run 24/7 nonstop, finding you all the different type of variables. And that's when the AI comes into, and that's where it's alleviates some of my fears. It's doing some good.
I feel that. Yes. Yeah. Yes, indeed, man. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff.
This is amazing, and I'm just I'm glad glad to hear this announcement this week, and I'm looking to see who all is going to jump in on this, and I'm glad to see that Microsoft is donating so much of their server farms or their cloud solution in their data centers for this type of project.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, Facebook Live, it's about that time. Make sure first and foremost, thank you so much. We see you, Jordan hopped in. Katie, what's up, Katie? I can't wait to go cycling with y'all again. So come back from Michigan, where you're probably nice and cool weather right now.
Yeah.
High 90s or low 80s or whatnot, high 80s, low 90s probably versus these hundreds down here in Texas.
Oh yes.
But Facebook Live, we love you, we adore you, we thank you so much for tuning in, showing us love, and And please remember, the rest of this show is not ending. The rest of this will be up later on tonight. So make sure you log in. Make sure you go over to our website at thesphere.tv/Technocrats and subscribe. Subscribe to iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, and of course, Stitcher for our techie folks. Now, while you're at those sites, make sure you go out and review us. Leave us some constructive criticism. Give us some stars. Let us know how we're doing so we can help build a better show for you. And of course, make sure you share this. Share this with everyone. Share this Facebook Live while you're watching. If you hear me right now, you should be clicking on the share button somewhere, whether it's in iTunes, whether it's in whatever you're using, Podbean, whatever you're using to capture podcasts. Hit that share button and let people know that we're out here and we're doing this and we're giving you the ins and outs of technology. And of course, if you truly love this and you want to see us grow, sow into us. Go over to our donation page at thesphere.tv/donate, where you can do a single donation, or for those that are watching, you can see it blinking. You can do the multi-donation through Patreon. That way you can sign up for a subscription and make it automatic and forget it. Send us $2, $5, $10 a month. That way you can sow into what we're doing here. So once again, we can provide a better show for you. Yes. Remember, the rest of this will be up later tonight, if not early in the morning. Make sure you subscribe, and we will see you all later, and keep this party rolling. All right, so staying in our digital trends, something that got me excited, right? So I forgot what I was doing. No. I didn't forget what I was doing. Okay. I was reading a book, right? Okay. This is series, and I wish I would have had this ready. I don't have it ready right now, but I'm going to see if I can pull the book up really quickly. Right now, the current book I'm reading is called Shiplord, but it's basically Last Earth's Gambit is a series of books that I'm reading. Within this series of books, it is set in the not too distant future, and basically people are able to we've been able to make it to Europa, which is one of the moons of Jupiter, and back. So within this, though, the constant conversation is about the fact that they are using water as propellant, as rocket fuel, because it has the two basic compounds for rocket fuel, which is oxygen and hydrogen. That's found in H2O. So this particular article caught me, and I was like, this is exactly what I'm reading in a science fiction book, what a company is getting ready for. And ironically, the name of the company we're going to talk about today is Moon Express, and they're trying to mine the moon by 2020. And in the book series I'm reading, they have a vehicle called the Moon Express. So it's so ironic that there's now a true company called Moon Express. So for those that are watching us, you're going to see the article pop up here in a second, but there's a new private space company called Moon Express, and they have the ambitions to be able to get to the moon and start mining around the year 2020. Now, they've got a bunch of different styles of vehicles that they are creating, from the MX-1 all the way to the MX-9, but their goal is to be able to get to the moon, take samples, and send a space shuttle or a launch shuttle back from the surface of the moon that will come back into our orbit here on Earth with those same samples. Now, the beauty of this, once again, and let me make it plain for you. If this company, if you're watching right now, we've got the video rolling for you. Great video. If this company can successfully do this and accomplish this, what this now means, or let me make it plain for you, what this is like having a gas station in space, or have an electric station sitting in space. Basically, they're going to be able to take the ice that's found at the north and south poles of the moon, mine that ice, and turn that into rocket fuel, so that rockets or shuttles that are built in space don't have to be fueled from Earth. Now they don't have to burn all that propellant trying to break out of Earth's atmosphere, but what they can easily do is launch right from the orbit between Earth and the moon, which is called Luna, and be able to head out throughout the rest of our solar system. So this, to me, obviously gets me really excited. Plus, they're trying to get this $20 million X prize from Google, which gets me extra excited. All around, I think this is good, not just for society, but this is really good for mankind. This gives us that push we had from the 60s when we were talking about, we supposedly landed on the moon. I don't know,
several missions to the moon,
whatever. But this to me is that next step into making sure that other companies like Elon Musk's SpaceX or Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic are successful, because this is necessary. Am I right, Jay?
Okay, man. You know how I feel about space and biology, the space things such as that. And when I think about man going to the moon, I feel like my enthusiasm wanes there. Okay. I know this is not going to be just collect a few samples.
It's not.
We know man.
We do.
And we know the certain man.
Military will get
We know the
involved.
certain man who make up the culture of people who make up the ISS, who make up the place to be the ones to go up there. It's all about dominance, control, and creating a new economy where you can be the supreme one. So, with that being said, and knowing how vital the moon is for our Earth, and how it controls the tides and all the different things and other processes and even our moves and things, I feel like they need to leave it alone.
Really?
Yes. Don't even try this, because this what's going to happen. They're going to probably go up there and discover different type of elements and things such as this than what they don't have on here on this planet Earth. And they're going to be able to find out these can make different type of materials and uses. And it's not going to stop there. It's going to be, because who owns the moon? It's going to be so many pilgrimages, adventures to this moon by so many companies that start sprouting up in India and in China and then over the U.S. that it's going to be a bombardment of people out there. And no one really can control them. Then Russia and everybody going to be coming there. And we're going to have a damage. They're going to be mining. Think about it. Right now, they showing us, we don't know what they're actually doing. They showing us a little thing coming in, taking a few samples. It's going to be dynamite, machines coming out there mining, and everything. Trust me, bro. How it's going to go. Because they got to make money.
Yeah.
And they got to get enough samples for all these different universities to have enough to break apart and to analyze and test on so many things. So now you're talking about core mining. And Elon Musk going to bring that core mining equipment. They're going to ship it up there. And he's going to have to make money every day that thing is there and to pay the people.
You're
and
right.
now you're damaging something that is strategically placed to keep man, human, alive, ocean life, agriculture, vegetation on this planet. I say, no, this is the beginning of something that man needs to leave alone. There's so many other things out there that they can look at and explore, but don't mess with the moon and the sun. That's just how I feel.
I hear you, and I oh man, you make a tough argument. You make a very tough argument, sir. I cannot comment on that, because I get it. You know, the moon is vital.
Yes.
I read a book.
Yes.
That talked about the moon being destroyed and what that meant for Earth, and how its gravitational forces from the moon and how important it is to keep life sustained here on Earth. And I think a lot of people have no idea of the importance of the moon.
The math of it, the percentage of it, even the degree of it is so precisely engineered in place to keep us sustained on Earth. And it's when you start looking at the math and the numbers, bro, it's not coincidental. It's not those numbers on that to be that precise and that degree of separation and the tilt and the axis and everything is just precise. So them going up there with big equipment, with mining, people coming up there, you can't stop Russia, you can't stop China, can't stop India, can't stop America, and all these big rovers out there, and people probably going to be fighting each other trying to get this. Then once these scientists get their hand and find out what these different elements can do and what they can make out of it, it's going to be a whole nother detriment to the planet Earth. It's going to be the full demise of Earth. But
Mr. Doom and Gloom over here.
So I feel like space exploration is great. But
and I got my NASA shirt on at the same time. For those that are watching this right there, I got my NASA shirt on.
Right, but NASA is part of the United States Air Force. That's where they spawned from. And it's all about big business.
Yeah.
It's all about big business. And we know if this administration people are behind it, they don't care about the environment. They don't care about ecosystems and things such as that and our sustainability. It's all about profit. And then who manages space? Who sets the laws there? And what they can do to the moon.
First one out there.
Yeah, that's it. So that's what's going to happen. They're going to do whatever they please. They don't want, if you got companies that are making billion profits in coal and they don't want to spend $20 million a year to properly dispose of their exhaust and their waste and they're making billions of dollars a year, and they don't want to spend $20 million. They want the administration to get them cuts on that and deregulate things. What do you think they're gonna do when they get up there on that moon?
Yep, you're right.
But on another note,
You have to change the subject.
yeah, this portion of the show is sponsored by the Sphere. Are you starting your business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789. Once again, area code 832-772-7789, or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv.
There it is. Boom. Booyah. So since Jay's on a mission to save the planet, let's shift gears just a little bit, because we want to continue the conversation, especially in our digital trends. I love this section of the show,
Yes,
because I love to talk about the things that are happening right now. And one of the beauties of the conversations that we're having is the fact that, and let me make sure I'm geared right. Yeah. So one of the beauties for what we're talking about is the fact that we see technology come down the pipe, and we're like, okay, 4 or 5 years. And then we're like, okay, 4 or 5 months, and literally it's going so fast and so exponential. And I'm hearing these different things, and even from the small things like Apple working on putting a fingerprint reader for the eye. We don't do a lot of rumors on this show, but the fact that Apple's thinking about putting the fingerprint reader behind the screen, and a company has already done that. It was either Nvidia or no, it was Qualcomm.
Yeah, another company did it.
Qualcomm has it working. It's a little slow right now, but it reads behind like a bunch of different materials, glass, metal, like a bunch of stone. It'll read behind a lot of things. So you think about what's coming down the pipe and how close we are to things that, being able to walk up to somewhere and put your finger on a piece of whatever, and it reads and it lets you in. So, I mean, it's just so many different things. One of the big conversations we've had with you all here on Technocrats is the conversation about virtual reality, right? One of the things that has been the biggest nuisance of VR, virtual reality, is the fact that you've had this cable coming from the headset that connects to a computer to power it, right? Mm-hmm. Or you're putting your computer, which is your phone, into your VR goggles, and then you're putting it on your face.
Right.
So what Oculus is working on is a standalone VR headset that's going to have the power you need, but just built directly into the goggles for next year, as in the next 6 months, for sub $200, man. $200 VR headset is what Oculus is looking to do for within 6 months. We're talking 2018. This new project is codenamed Pacific. And they're talking about putting mobile processors, Snapdragon. Of course, we talk a lot about the Snapdragon processors, because you have them in all your devices right now. I've got the latest Snapdragon in my OnePlus 5.
There you go.
Snapdragon 835 with an Adreno 540 for VPU, a virtual processing unit, with my 835 CPU. So what I see from this article, and I don't have to dive deep into the technicals and all of that, because obviously Oculus already has your standard gear, and you got your competitors like your HTC Vive. You've got Sony doing their own things with their headset, with their headsets.
Right.
But at the core of what we're seeing is literally the infancy of computing that's going to change. Now, let me make it plain for you, Pastor. Mm-hmm. We talked about one day the phone being erased and moving to glasses. Okay. To me, that's Apple's thing. If they can get VR and move to Apple specs, Apple glasses, Apple Glass or whatever they want to call it.
Yes.
Where you can put a pair of glasses that look like regular glasses on your face and it function and coincide that technology to the VR space.
Right.
Now you've got computing that's with you at all times in a way you've never had it before. So when I look at a company like what Oculus is doing right now, that to me says where other companies are already trying to go with basically giving you a full experience in your peripheral view without the need of any other thing tethered to that connection. I am looking forward to this, and I will be buying several of these.
Okay.
Now, Jay, you've been on the other side of the fence today. Where do you stand on this now? Talk to me.
Okay. Honestly, I feel that this still is in beta.
Definitely.
I feel that
I agree.
Zuckerberg and them saw the wave. Everyone talking about VR. Like I said, I haven't looked at all the numbers. I know it has a lot of implementation, but it's not really, to me, taking a hold in certain sectors I thought it would. And I think by them having to drop the price already twice on their Oculus Rift after Facebook acquired them already, and then to move away from what virtuality is supposed to initially give you by having the different joysticks in your hand, giving you that immersion more so and controlling different objects and things, because I don't know how you're going to do that wirelessly without anything in your hand.
Well, what I'm assuming is the controllers will go Bluetooth for now. Eventually, we'll have haptic gloves, right? Because then you want 10 touch, whatever.
Right.
But for now, controllers will go Bluetooth to the device because obviously that's just another small embed chip, boom, just like your mobile phone. So you've built the brains and bronze into the headset, pair the controllers with the headset, now you're good.
Right.
You're out.
So, okay, what I think is going on, remember about a month ago, we wrote the news about Microsoft, and they had HP and some other people making them some VR headsets, remember? I feel like Microsoft and Apple just letting Zuckerberg spend some of his money. And once they feel like he got a good format and then they get it where it's going to be something we're going to have to stand on the market and everybody else try to work from, that framework or that form factor, then we're going to see big time Apple come along and Microsoft. I feel like it's exciting seeing where they're going, but for overall the experience, I feel like Facebook has to do it because Facebook promised everybody to be able to have that type of Facebook VR experience.
Yeah, and it's out now. That's out today.
Right.
Beta for anybody who's, if you're listening right now, if you've got an Oculus Rift or you're considering an Oculus Rift, what Jay is talking about right now is Facebook Spaces, and that's their VR platform. That is in beta today. It's in the Oculus Rift store, so you can actually hop and log into Facebook in VR today. Right.
Now, I don't think they're going to get as much feedback off the hardware that they have presently, but them dropping it down $100 or so is definitely going to help them be able to get more people engaged into participating in the beta testing and eventually get a full version out. Now, this is what I foresee is that Facebook is going to want to be partial and utilize giving their Oculus Rift VR headset more features as opposed to, even though Facebook going to be open source everyone, I'm wondering is Facebook, what play they're going to do, because I can see someone else coming out with something that can supersede them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, are they trying to make profit, or are they trying to have something, another add-on to draw people to? What are they trying to do in their company? Or are they trying to draw people more to the platform of Facebook? Because they already got 2 billion people. So I'm like, what is they trying to do with this? They're trying to give you a new experience, or are they just trying to make money off the VR headset of Oculus Rift? Because unless they add something else proprietary to it that can be leveraged only with the Oculus Rift and the Facebook Spaces, I still don't see them having a way to be able to have a stronghold to take over the market with the VR headset. I still feel like another person can uprise and take over it themselves. It feel like to me, it seems like to me like I can go buy Apple or I can buy Microsoft when it comes out, and I can use it with the Facebook Spaces. Because really right now, no one is really at a point to say, okay, this is the go-to one you want to have.
No, I agree with you. I agree.
It's not. It's like, it's just, okay, well, we got this one, but hey, you just bought this one. Well, we got another one coming out in 3 months.
But I think, and you're right. I think that this article, what we're talking about, for those that are watching us right now, for those that are listening, this article speaks about the transition that is going to make VR mainstream. I think one of the biggest problems right now is the fact that you've got to have this powerhouse of a computer in order to even experience and appreciate VR. And most people are not going to turn around and spend $1,500, $2,000 on a desktop when they're going to get a laptop for $349 or all in one for $500. You know, entry level computers. They're not going to spend 3 times that for a computer and then turn around and spend $500-$600 for Oculus Rift, or now $399 for a discounted version. So I think that if you can make it wireless, if you can make it easy to use and lower the price, that's how you do mass consumption. We hadn't talked about Model 3 from Tesla, but same concept, right? You cut the price down, you kill all the extra configuration, you make it super simple to build, and then it functions, and you bring the price down. People fall in love with it because people aren't like you and me where we want the bells and whistles.
Right, we do. Yeah.
Some people just want the base model. If it does what it needs to do, we're good. $200 wireless VR, that's mainstream VR. To me, I see mainstream VR, and that's the infancy of mainstream VR, because now it's going to be about changing the form factor to make it smaller, more usable, and then adding a couple of extra things like cameras so that you're spatial. So now you can utilize a room space, which is what we talked about with Intel and with the Iris stuff. So that's what it is.
Okay. I feel like Zuckerberg and his team are trying to get it to where they pay a subscription service for Facebook. I feel like they making enough money from the advertisements that they have in there now, and some of the games and the other things they make off of people sending people money Facebook pay. But I feel like what's going to end up happening, those avatars that you have on Facebook Spaces is going to become like the Xbox Connect avatars. And you're going to want to see your avatar in certain costumes, clothing. So, you know, so. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
Business model.
It just, I just don't know exactly how is this going to catch on. I mean, I just really don't know how it's going to catch on. We have to just wait and see, but it's just really still up in the air to me to see exactly what Facebook plan on doing with this Oculus Rift purchase, because I just don't see really nothing as far as content-wise. Like if I go into an electronics store, go somewhere and say, hey, oh, man, that looks amazing. I got to get me a pair of these. You know, the VR headset, guys. It's nothing out yet content-wise that moves me to say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get this now.
I got you 2 things that'll move you.
What's that?
OS 10 VR and Windows 10 VR.
Okay.
2 things that would move you. Imagine an experience. You put on these goggles that are slim, form-fitting, whatever. You put them on, and you've got your whole graphic user interface, and it's in VR. And you've got a keyboard that you can see through the screen that's physical, that you can type on at the house or not. And now all of this is gone. And all you're doing is in VR, and you're seeing different stuff. When the computing platform changes like that, it will be like overnight. Boom, this is where we're going to. I guarantee you millions of units will float off the shelves. Different computing experience. Same thing with what we talk about with Apple.
Right.
When they launch a glass that gives you because look, all the functionality is in the watch already.
Right. Yes.
Move the watch functionality to augmented reality, done. Everybody and their mom's going to want it, right? Because it's something new, and that's innovation. Everybody's going to be on it.
Right.
Somebody just it just has to get down to the right form factor and the right price. That's why I say this is that move.
Right.
We're not excited about it because it's not mainstream yet,
right.
But we're continuing to see these steps towards mainstream adoption.
Right.
And that was a major step going wireless.
Okay, I get you now. Yeah, so like I said, it's going to be a lot of money for R&D, and I think Microsoft would be able to pull that off by tying in some of the things they did with the Kinect research already. And talking about money for R&D, this portion of the show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% or more than 77 million Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. or email us at info@HoustonHouseWivesOfFinance.com. Ask us how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshops near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services.
There it is, folks. There it is. Well, that's about it, Jay. That's all we got for today, man. We're not going to stretch it out any longer.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's a lot
Friday.
right there.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Facebook, Facebook's gone. I'm talking about Facebook. I'm thinking Houston Housewives of Finance. Everybody, let us know how you feel about this. Let us know how you. Jay and I, it's rare we're on opposite sides of the fence, but we've both got great points, and we sit on opposite sides of the fence. Where do you sit?
Yes.
That's what we want to know. Hit us up. Shoot us an email, technocrats@thesphere.tv. Let us know how you feel about some of the things we're talking about that are literally and directly going to affect you. Plus, of course, if you prefer social media, we're at The Sphere TV, #Technocrats across all platforms. Remember, we're everywhere: iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, Stitcher. You can subscribe to all those. Give us some feedback. Share this out, and when you get an opportunity, go over to our donation and throw us some coins so we can keep this party going. Jay, let the people know where they can reach you at, good sir.
Y'all continue to hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, AstroTesla80.
And, of course, you can reach me anywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snappity, Chat, and a few other places at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. This has been another great episode of Technocrats. We will see you all next time. Take care.
Great.